Hi, this is Dominic for Paphos Life, and I'm driving down to Polis from Arodes. I'm actually taking the route, this is Pano Arodes first, that our second road trip follows for some chunk of it. I'm still trying to adjust my microphone properly, so I'm going to stop in a minute for that. So I'm not sure how well you can hear me yet. Keep to the left here. It always throws me. So it looks like the main road goes right there. It's Friday afternoon. I think it's January the 20th. Oh, looks like there's someone's tour here. Get out the road, madam. It's a lovely little village, Pano Arodes. And once we've done that, we'll come to Kato Arodes, which is the next one along. Kato and Pano means lower and upper. And in the case of Paphos, for instance, where you have Kato Paphos on the coast and Pano Paphos up past Old Town, that makes sense, but to be quite honest, these are on the same level, so I've never really understood why one is Kato and the other is Pano, but there you go. There's an old Turkish Cypriot graveyard on the left up here. And a lot of the abandoned houses in this area are because of the relocation that had to happen after the Turkish invasion of 74. But also, it's worth bearing in mind that if you come across a place up here but it doesn't look like anyone's been there for 6 months, don't just assume you can wander into it, because a lot of these places will be holiday homes for the local Cypriots, and they basically only come up in the summertime from Nicosia or something like that. So this is Kato Arodes. Now a small little village. And there's a nice water feature on the other side here, just coming up to it. Good place for a picnic as well. It's also a good place for me to stop so I can just quickly adjust the microphone. I'll see if that's any better. Just going to adjust it again. This is I don't know how many attempts I've had so far getting the filming on the roof and recording the sound on the inside working. Hopefully this is the one. Just get the microphone adjusted properly. Here's another place to stop, so bear with me just a moment. That will do. That does work tough. I have to have the microphone strapped to my head or something. Right, now we're entering Ineia. What you can't see is a glorious view we've got on the left of us. You've got the holy Akamas on display. Had I got the 360 camera on the roof, then I could have twisted it around to see that, but to be quite honest, because the sun's over there anyway, it would be a bit of a dazzle, so better off as we are. Ineia's recently been renovated. The roads have, at least. I remember when I wrote the second road trip, I had to delay it for a while because the route I wanted to take had been completely dug up, and I didn't want to have a route that went through a place that didn't, with the instructions not working anymore. So I waited till they'd finished. And I'm happy to say that the route is still in place, so Oh, speed bump there. You got to watch for the Cypriot speed bumps. They're not always obvious, and it can be quite a bump. Currently, this is the way you'll have to come as well if you want to get to Lara Bay, unless you want to take some illicit shortcuts, because the main route on the sea road is closed. But as you can see, all this is rather nice and new. This is the main square for Ineia. Whereas you used to go left here to get to Akamas and Lara Bay, you now have to go straight on. And if I wanted to go to Drussia, I would have gone right back there, which is a nice village in its own right, and well worth spending some time in. There's some nice rocks on the other side, in the countryside as well. It's all very beautiful up here. Coming to the other end of Ineia. There's actually a military base up ahead, which I won't focus on because they don't like being photographed. I'll just drive straight on past it. One thing you'll probably notice is the lack of traffic. As I said, this is Friday afternoon, mid-afternoon, but if I bump into one or two cars, I'll be surprised. Now that's tempting fate, but the roads around here are very quiet. So there's another way of getting to Drussia, but we're going straight on here. As I said, this follows the route of part of our second road trip ebook, and you can get both ebooks on Amazon. And I've also finished the third one now, apart from a cover, and rather bizarrely I finished the fifth one. The third one covers Kato Arodes, and the fifth one covers Ineia and that area, and there's going to be a fourth one obviously, and that's, I'm still in the process of finishing that, and that covers between Polis and Paphos. So basically, it was going to, the third and fourth ones were going to be, oh, this is the turning for Lara Bay. If you want that, you have to go there at the moment. That's the turning for the army base, which is keep clear of. Yeah. So the third and the fourth one were going to be one together, but it just got too big, and there's no way you could do it all in a day anyway. So I mean, you can't do them in a day anyway, really, because there's so much to see, but at least having just Kato and Pano Arodes as their own separate one made it a bit more manageable. And I'm hoping to get them all out by, I think it's around end of February, which should coincide just about with half term in the UK. So if you're coming over then and wanting advice on things to do, then have a look at them. Because they basically have a route and they hold your hand throughout the route. And they don't go into too much detail about what's at every location, because it's more about getting you around Cyprus without getting you lost. Right, up here, if you turn left at this picnic site, you can take an off-road route to Aphrodite's Baths and, well, just about anywhere on the Akamas. That's one of the main Akamas arteries, if you like. But I'm staying on this road and going to Pittokopos. Please accept any apologies for pronunciations. This is an old abandoned village. The location of this is a bit of a mystery as well, because if you look on Google Maps they actually have it a bit further away than this, but I think I'll trust the road signs, to be honest. And the sea you can see down there is the I'm just trying to navigate the boat, is the main bay in Polis and the north coast of Paphos. It goes all the way up to the Nicosia district. It's a little bit dusty at the moment, but pretty clear. Dust, especially in the springtime, can be a bit of an issue in Cyprus. Sometimes it looks like pollution, but it's actually dust that's blown in normally from the Sahara or somewhere like that. Right, just got to make sure I get the right turning here. Yeah, I can go left here, but I'm going to go right. If I go left, I'll be in another abandoned village, but it's a very small one, and I don't want to make this film too long, so I'm just going to go right into Androlikou. And there's a big quarry down here as well, which seems to get a little bigger every time I see it. Lovely trees there. It's getting quite warm now because I did have the windows open, but because I'm recording I thought if I close the windows it'll be a bit quieter. And of course the result of that is that I'm warming up. You can see some of the rocks, if I just tilt that way, near Drussia I was talking about, just up there. It's actually part of the Cypriot country that reminds me of somewhere like Dartmoor, which is unusual because you don't normally get much of Cyprus that reminds you of the UK. It may also be a surprise for you to see how green it is at the moment, but this is what Cyprus gets like every springtime, and in a few more weeks it'll be a lot more colourful as well, because all the spring flowers will be in bloom. I remember the first time I saw a picture of Cyprus in springtime, I thought they'd just stuck a picture of the UK in instead. Couldn't get over how different it was from Cyprus in June or October when we normally visited. You may also notice how a lot of the road signs have got bullet holes in them. I think there's hunters just proving that they can shoot something, even if they can't hit their target normally. Another little picnic bench there. Next to a mysterious building. only going on my own memory, which may well be faulty, I'm the first to admit, but I'm sure this village is getting built up again. It used to be, it looked a lot more abandoned than it does now, put it that way. But some of the old houses are being repaired and some new ones have sprung up, which is nice to see. Now, if I remember rightly, I've got to turn down here soon. There's some chickens. Bus stop. Polis, here we go. That house is obviously inhabited. Make sure I don't run over a chicken. Come on, get out of the way. Oh, come off it, mate. It's obvious what I'm doing. There's loads of goats over there. It's good fun seeing some goats. Mind you, if you're on a country lane and you get stuck behind a big herd of goats, you could be there for half an hour. Yes, that was Androlikou. And here's the quarry I mentioned. I think it's down here, but well, there are numerous gorges that run through this area. I'm not sure if that's one of them or it's the next one along, but you have to, I mean, every time that spring rolls around, I make a mental note of actually exploring them, but so far I haven't done so. But if you followed my blogs and films and that, I do like trying to find less common things like gorges. And doing it in summer is a bit more risky because there's more likelihood of coming across some snakes. So springtime or autumn time is probably the best, to be honest, because in spring there'll be a lot more vegetation about. Whereas in the autumn time it'll have died down. Right, over the top here you'll see the gorge I think I was referring, yeah. Down there is somewhere that I need to explore. Again, if I had the 360 camera you'd know what I was talking about. I can make a tiny diversion just to show you a little bit of it. It's not going to work, but here it goes, there you go. See, nice little rocks and a big gorge. Don't mind, there was no car anywhere on the road. this is the main road again. And this is the main coast road. And if you're curious, sometimes you'll see it spelled Latchi, and other times you'll hear it spelled Latchi. And I think most people pronounce it Latchi. Well, most English people do. But a lot of places in Cyprus have different spellings for the same place. I mean, Strumbi near Polemi, for instance, is actually spelled Strumpi, but the P is pronounced B. And Choulou is spelt as if it should be pronounced Choulou. Sorry, this is my bag coming off. And Gyulu is pronounced Yulu. And that's just the ones I can actually come close to pronouncing. Mainly because they're Greek words. And they've been anglicised for some road signs and things. I mean, like the spelling of Paphos is always quite amusing because the proper spelling is P-A-F-O-S. The anglicised version is P-A-P-H-O-S, and if you want to annoy people on forums, you spell it P-A-T-H-O-S. But you'll get other people spelling it B-A-F-O-U, or just Bath. It all depends on where you were raised, I guess. Anyway, we're now coming into Latchi. Key thing is, just try and say whatever it is with confidence, because then people are going to be more likely to understand what you're trying to say. Don't mumble it. This is Latchi Harbour. It's got a lovely little harbour there, and there's some nice restaurants there. We're going to go through it and park in the beach car park on the other side. So here they're spelling it Latchi Family Resort. I don't think they've actually built that family resort yet, or finished building it. There was a hoo-ha about how many stories they were allowed to build. If you think it's quiet, just remember that it is mid-January and it's not like peak tourist season. I won't have to fight my way to a car parking space. A bit cloudy now though. It's kind of annoying because I want to fly my drone. There's a few waves as well. Well. Anyway, thanks for watching, and if you do feel like you might need some help finding your way around if you're renting a car, do take a look at our road trip eBooks. There'll be some links somewhere, and they don't cost a lot of money, and they're available on Amazon. Okay, cheers, thanks for watching, bye.